A.J. Trapasso, interesting stat to pass along. Pickerington Central all season in the first quarter had yielded just 10 points. They've given up 13 in the first quarter. They had outscored their opponents 107-10 in the first quarter, yet they've given up 13 as we start the second quarter of this Division I state championship game.
Well, I'm sure that's a stat that they could care less about going into this second quarter. What they need to understand is that this game, there's still 3 quarters of football left, 36 minutes, and they've got the ability to play from behind. They've got the power and the explosive ability to come back in this ball game.
And Pickerington Central has 55 yards on just 12 plays. No yards in St. Ignatius territory. St. Ignatius 121 yards total offense, 22 on the ground, 99 in the air. First down 6-2 in favor of the Wildcats, and 1 turnover committed by Pick Central, and that was that fumble. First down and 10 now from the 45. Jensen Clegg will roll to his left. Looks outside, continues to roll, wants to throw it back across the field, long, up for grabs. It's a jump ball at the 15-yard line and incomplete. Went through the hands of North and also the intended receiver along the far side of the field, Roger Lewis.
That was not a smart decision by Jensen Clegg there. First down play, just throwing it up for grabs. Very dangerous and lucky to get away with that.
So we'll set up second down and 10. 9 seconds into the second quarter. I'm Randy Rhinehart alongside A.J. Trapasso. Our assistant producer, the one and only Aaron Rhinehart. Our statistician is Caleb Norick. Our engineer, Joe Turnovan. And our executive producer, Tim Street. Second down and 10 from the 45. Wing to the top, 2 wide to the bottom. Play action. Jensen Clegg rolls to his right. Will tuck and go short side and get what he can and get out of bounds at around the 46-yard line along the far side of the field. Let's get an update on Jacoby Bourne down there. Still moving very slowly as he gets back methodically to the huddle. He looks less than 100%, although less than 100% of him is probably 150% of most people, right?
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big, strong kid, and he knows what's on the line tonight, and he knows that his team needs him bad on both sides of the ball. He's got, he's laboring a right shoulder. Maybe it's a right or left shoulder, but something's definitely bothering him.
2 wide to either side, 1 back in the backfield now on this third down and just about 10. Only gained a half yard. And Jensen Clegg sees an opening, tries to take it outside of the 45 to the 40 and steps out of bounds. Got away from a tackler at the 47-yard line and picked up about 15 on the play, and will move the sticks with 11:38 left to go in the half.
The way that quarterback draw opened up, you got to think that was called from the sideline. It opened up perfectly for Jensen Clegg to pick up some serious yards on that, a pickup of right around 15 yards.
This is a guy that's great at decision making down the stretch. He can make things happen. He doesn't force them to happen. Right now he has to be methodical with his team down 13. Wing to either side. Handoff goes to Eakins, trying to turn the corner. Billy far side, out of bounds at around the 37-yard line before he's knocked out on the play, and making the hit is number 39, Zach Ryan. You love that linebacking core of Sheehan, Zach Ryan, and Rustum Corey, what they offer you. And then, we mentioned Cavalick up front and Edward Cleveland and Michael Ryan, that front 6. They can control so much. Gives a lot of freedom to that secondary.
Yeah, they are definitely a dominant bunch, but there's some serious size on the offensive line for Pickerington as well. So this matchup, it's got all the makings of a good one for tonight. 300,
220, 250, 255, and 290 for Pick Central. Second down and 6. Handoff, Eakins tries to find a seam. Nothing there. Gets to the 37-yard line, and that is about it. Great pressure that time. Rustum Corey stayed with the play, went with that diagonal slant there and made the hit.
Yeah, St. Ignatius was slanting right into a counter play there for Pickerington. They were trying to go back, starting out, everybody going to the left and handing the ball off, and Billy Eakins cutting back to the right. Nothing going there.
Third down and 7 now from the 36. 11 minutes left to go in the half. Eakins to the top of the set along with Roger Lewis. 3 wide to the bottom. Empty backfield for Jensen Clegg, who goes straight back to throw. Looks, he's going long downfield, throws it up, and the pass incomplete, overthrown at the 3-yard line with 10:48 left to go. 2 receivers in the area down there, and Lewis to the outside and another receiver to the inside for the Tigers. Hard to see from this vantage point who that was. It might have been Eakins.
Jake Raymond was in the vicinity as well.
Yep. So now it's a punting situation, or so you would think. We'll see if they actually go through with it. Nick Ellis standing at midfield on a 4th down and 6 with 10:48 left to go. High snap, pulls it down, gets it off high hanging punt, and the fair catch is called for and made inside the 10-yard line at around the 9-yard line by Chad Ernie.
Nick Ellis doing a great job keeping that ball in play and dropping it down inside the 10. That's exactly what you want out of your punter.
So St. Ignatius gets the ball back here with 10:40 left to go. For the latest Ohio High School Athletic Association news, visit the website at www.ohsaa.org. The OHSAA website is more than championships, so log on today. 1st and 10, mark the ball right at the 9-yard line. With 10:40 left to go here in the first half. Backs from an eye. Is it McVeigh time? Nope. Williams wants to throw. Rolls to his right in the end zone, gets away and tucks across the 10 and sees Milton, and he brings him down at around the 15-yard line.
Eric Williams with the awareness, sees everybody from Pickerington dropping out into coverage. A lot of space to run.
Nice gain on 1st down. Yeah. Anytime you can get a 2nd down and 4 scenario, things are going well for your offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here the tune Iron Man being played underneath us here by the St. Ignatius band with 10.5 left to go. Backs from an eye, one wide to either side again. McVeigh gets the handoff, tries to go around the left side, brought down from behind. He was hunted down, and coming up to make that hit from the secondary, I think it was Jordan Gaines.
Jordan Gaines coming off of a corner blitz there. Fantastic play, hunting him down. What a great job securing the tackle for a loss of 1 there.
You want to talk about closing speed? We saw it right there. Connor Hennessy will check back in. So the 2 guys, AJ, they went out earlier with injuries for St. Ignatius, have both since come back into this contest to play as a wideout.
You got to like to see that.
McCoy to the bottom, Hennessy to the top. 3rd down at 5 from the 14. Williams with one back in the backfield from the gun. And those line splits sometimes are incredible, especially on the right side. Williams looks, pressures on, rolls across the 10, across the 15, the 20. Boy, they went high to his head, and there's the flag at the 24-yard line. Somebody came through, and if they didn't get the face mask, they went right up around the head, and that draws the flag with 9:44 left to go here in the first half.
Garrett Foster, the 5'11", 210-pound senior, going up high on Eric Williams. It's going to get called every time.
The officials confer, and here's the call from down on the field. They're waving it off.
Oh. They must have thought he got some face mask, but wave off the penalty.
So apparently no contact with the mask. What's that feel like to get your face mask grabbed, just by the way?
It's not fun because it's a violent jerking motion on your neck, and that's one of the places you don't want to be messing with.
From the gun, this time with a back to either side of Williams in the backfield on a 1st down and 10 from the 24 with 9:34 and ticking. Eric looks, guns across the middle, passes nearly intercepted and dropped on the play.
Garrett Foster.
Wow. The ball a little behind him, reached back though and corralled it. As he brought it back towards his body, lost the handle. That'll set up a 2nd down and 10 now with 9:29 left to go. I think if you're looking at Pickerington Central, they need something to be that elixir.
And Garrett Foster already has an interception on the year, so you know he knows how to get in front of the ball and in those passing lanes.
2 wide to either side. Now one of the wideouts moves in motion to the bottom of the set. That is McCoy. So 3 to the bottom. Williams looks that way. Pressure's on. Rolls away from it. Gets across the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. And hit down at the 43-yard line. I'll tell you what, so far Eric Williams has been so impressive with his decision making and his running ability too.
Yeah, not a real strong rusher, only 205 yards on the season, but already racking them up. Adam Clopton and Sebastian Smith had to converge in the secondary to stop Eric Williams with a 19-yard gain.
Out to the 43-yard line. 9:13 left to go. St. Ignatius leads Pickerington Central 13-0 in the 2nd quarter. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top, tight end to the bottom of the set as well too. Williams checks it out, goes straight back to throw, looks, wants to gun it, long downfield, has a man there in stride. The catch is made, and the pass completion all the way down to the 7-yard line to Connor Hennessy. What a perfect throw and catch and run from Williams to Hennessy.
No defensive line pressure on the quarterback on that play. Pickerington only rushes 3. Not able to get into the face of Eric Williams. And when you give him that kind of time, he is deadly down the field. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just going to say already deadly with those long balls.
49 yards, AJ, on that gain all the way down inside the 10. Mark the ball at the 8. 1st and goal from there. Backs from an eye. Svetina is the up back for McVeigh. McVeigh's got it inside the 5, takes it across the goal line for the touchdown. 8:42 left to go, and another touchdown for Tim McVeigh, give him 14 on the season. And boy, this offense looks like a juggernaut for St. Ignatius here in this first half.
With the pending extra point here, Ignatius is looking to go up 20-0 here early in the second quarter. And I hate to say it, but it's slowly slipping away for Pickerington if they can't get something moving on offense.
212 yards in total offense already in this contest for St. Ignatius. Shank with a PAT. The snap, the kick, plenty of leg, and the kick is up, and it is good. 20-0 Wildcats lead. Let's pause now for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, where even the chaff is wheat, and this is a pop quiz. True or false? Finding discounts means clipping coupons. False. By sitting down with a farmer's agent, you'll get access to discounts that could save you hundreds on home and auto insurance. If you said true, put down the scissors and start saving on more than just canned yams.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call a farmer's agent to see how you can save on auto and home insurance. Find your local agent at farmers.com.
This is Dr. Dan Ross, Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and you're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network.
And Dr. Ross will be one of our guests at halftime of this contest, the Commissioner of the OHSAA. Also, Dan Lewis, Farmers Insurance State Executive Director, also to join us live here at halftime. We're at the top of the hour. Let us pause now for 15 seconds for station identification. This is the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk. A 7-play, 91-yard drive, and AJ, it happened in less than 2 minutes. And the 8-yard touchdown run by Tim McVeigh makes it now 20-0 after the Schenk extra point. And St. Ignatius can do no wrong in this first half. Over 200 yards, 212 yards total offense to 74 for Pickerington Central. The one downside for St. Ignatius, they actually have a penalty in the first half, but it was only for 5 yards.
And I think that was the first play of the game, I do believe. But
you're right.
You're starting to see the comfort level of this St. Ignatius team. They've been here before, and they're not afraid to run the offensive plays that other teams may shy away from in a big spotlight game like this.
Schenk to boot it. Going from left to right. There will be a return. The ball will hit at the 10 and scooped up there. Lewis has got it across the 15 to the 20. Up the middle he goes up to the 22-yard line before he's knocked down on the play as the hit is made for St. Ignatius by number 37, Chris Haig. So mark the ball at the 22-yard line. All right, if you're Pickerington Central, what's been effective for you?
They've been able to toss it around a little bit. They're not really doing anything particularly well right now, only rushing the ball for 32 yards and passing for 42.
First and 10 from the 22-yard line. Handoff goes to Eakins off the right side across the 25. Turns out to the 26-yard line. Picks up a nice gain on first down before he's brought down by Chad Ernie coming up from the secondary to make the hit.
I think one of the biggest aspects of this game is the measurement of these kids' heart right now. You're down 20. There's over 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Who's going to step up and make a play for Pickerington right now?
Gain of 5. Second down and 5 now. Andrew Meyer goes wide to the bottom of the set, a wing to either side, one back in the backfield as Pennick now is checked in as the running back. Wing back in motion from top to bottom. And the handoff goes back the other way. It goes to Jake Raymond. Raymond across the 30 to the 31, maybe the 32, but there's a flag resting at the 29-yard line. And there's another flag for a little extracurricular at the end of the play with 7:54 left to go.
I think they're going to get Jacoby Bourne on holding on the initial penalty. However, after the play, there was some pushing and shoving going on.
Paul Winglewich with the explanation. Our referee out of Minster confers with his partners from Wapakoneta, Archbold, Wellston, and St. Clairsville, and comes our way. Turns on his microphone with 7:54 left to go. And down on the field we go to get an explanation of the two penalties.
On the offense. That dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
So holding and the personal foul. And first of all, we'll assess the holding call. against Pickerington Central. So we'll mark it back to the 19-yard line. Now we'll pick the ball up and assess the personal foul. That should move it back up to about the 34-yard line.
And that will give Pickerington the first down.
Just the way you draw it up, huh?
That's how you have to do it sometimes. And right now, Pickerington needs to just get the rhythm going. They need to find out, you know, that counter play that they just ran was, they've gone to it. I think that's the third time they've gone to it tonight.
Well, we talked about what they do, but they've been held under their offensive average early in this contest. Quick pass in the flat. It's complete across the 39 out to the 40, maybe the 41-yard line as Eakins makes the catch on the play with 7:45 left to go. But Pick Central is a team that averages 196 yards rushing, 137 yards passing for 334 yards in total offense. And right now, AJ, they've been held to what? Just about a little over 80 yards in total offense in this game.
Yeah, one of the things, though, they have the quarterback, Jensen Clegg, rolling out to his left, which means he has to throw across his body.
Lewis and Raymond to the top, a wing to either side. Toss, it goes to Pennick. Tries to turn the corner at the 40. They string the play out very nicely and knock him down right there. Great pursuit that time by Mike Svitina, and you would expect nothing less from the safety, who is the co-defensive player of the year in Division I.
Yes, Svitina coming up and laying a big hit, keeping Devon Pennick from picking up that first down.
Now you look at those guys, Eakins, Pennick, and Walton, the three-headed monster at running back. Only Walton will be back next year. You look in the secondary then to counter for St. Ignatius. Two guys back for them, McVeigh and Fanning. Svitina is a senior. He's going on to Miami. Third down and a long two from the 42. Jensen Clegg, the pass, and over the back. Pass interference is going to be called, I think, on the play. Svitina tried to make the play. The pass was going to Billy Eakins. He went over the top. They're going to rule the pass incomplete, but a penalty will be called. Let's listen down on the field.
That's good. Underneath 15-yard.
So we talked about a couple of penalties against Pickerington Central to keep a drive alive for St. Ignatius, and now turnabout is fair play.
Yeah, that was something that I got the stats in front of me here, and 5 penalties for 30 yards for Pickerington, and now St. Ignatius is looking at their third penalty, and they're going to be up near 30 yards in penalty yards. So it's kind of sloppy here in the early goings, but it's just these guys playing hard, trying to get something done on both sides of the ball.
Officials timeout on the field. 7:01 left to go.
Got a little chain issue down there
at the 34-yard line along the far side. I'm waiting for the day where chains become computerized, you know?
Just lasers?
Yeah, just lasers down on the field. Either that or you build it in underneath the surface, too.
And it just raises up?
Well, just kind of like an LED readout, you know, along the
like hoverboards around.
Yeah. Well, we get the electronic line on TV, the yellow line. Can you work on that for next week?
Maybe like everybody in the stands has to wear like a 3D glasses type of setup, and then it just pops in because it's got a computer chip or something like that.
You know, you are the Martin Scorsese of high school football.
I'll talk it out. We'll figure this thing out.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to call you the Blade Runner, but you're much better than that. 1st and 10 now.
I appreciate that.
From the 42-yard line in St. Ignatius territory. Jensen Clegg gets the snap, rolls to his left, looks, guns on the out pattern. Has a man wide open. Raymond inside the 20 and knocked out of bounds at around the 16-yard line. And that time, good job by Jensen Clegg to notice that nobody really came close to Jake Raymond, who makes a nice catch and has him deep in St. Ignatius territory after that gain of 27 yards.
Total confusion there by Tom Fanning and Rustum Corey. They weren't sure who had the flats there. Nick Raymond scooted in behind the cornerback. Tom Fanning there was wide open for a great pickup.
Mark the ball down to the 15-yard line. Lewis and Raymond to the top. Meyer to the bottom, one back in the backfield. Jensen Clegg rolls to his right, looks, guns, tough pass, and they make the catch in the end zone for the touchdown. What a pinpoint pass. It goes to Lewis for the score with 6:47 left to go. The Tigers get on the board, almost with shades of Eric Williams there with that pinpoint pass. It's now 20-6.
Woo! You knew you weren't going to be able to hold down Pickerington's offense the whole time. What a throw by Nick Jensen Clegg, threading the needle in between two defenders, picking up Roger Lewis.
8th touchdown catch for Roger Lewis on the campaign. There's the snap, the kick, plenty of leg. It is up, and it is good on the extra point by Jake Raymond. We stand now at 20-7 here in this contest. With that being said, let's pause now for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Welcome to today's contest. This is Tom Hamilton. You know how much I care about the Cleveland Indians, and I care a lot about high school sports too. That's why I'm asking you to do what it takes to make this contest great. Show respect for every athlete, coach, official, administrator, and even your fellow fans on both sides. So please, follow the rules and speak and act responsibly. Remember, we're all in this together for an exciting contest, a fair outcome, and a great time. On behalf of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and Waste Management, let's make today's contest great. Let's respect the game.
You're listening to the State Football Championships on the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network.
Well, Pickerington Central needed an answer, and they got it. A 5-play, 78-yard drive. Less than 2 minutes taken off the clock. They evaporate 150. The 15-yard pass from Jensen Clegg to Lewis, and the extra point by Raymond. We stand now at 20-7 in this contest. And total offense now, Pickerington Central over 100 yards. They've got 129 yards, and St. Ignatius at 212. All right, you're Chuck Kyle and company. What adjustments do you have to make now? You're still up by 13. Do you stay the present course?
I would say so. Everything that they've done offensively has been very effective, and it's up to Pickerington to be able to stop that. So for Chuck Kyle, I imagine he'll stick with the same game plan.
Let's see if they've got some momentum, though, Pickerington Central, after that score. The kick is going to go in the end zone for a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line as Connor Hennessy tried to corral that. And again, it was almost like a wide receiver trying to make a catch near the sidelines. He tried to keep his feet inside the field of play, but he had to step in the end zone to make the catch. So that's automatically a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
It's time for Pickerington to respond defensively as well. Their offense just gave them a boost. They just put them on the board, got the cobwebs out, got the nerves shaken out. Now it's time for somebody to step up and make a play if they want to stay in this game. 1st and 10,
Wildcats from the 20-yard line. Thomas, the tight end, readjusts to the bottom of the set. Handoff McVeigh, near side, big opening across the 20 out to the 24. It shuts down rapidly, but a nice gain as he turned the corner and knocked down by Garrett Foster, the inside linebacker, who is special mention All-Ohio. Fastest guy in the school for Pickerington Central. He anchors the 4x100 and the 4x200 relay teams. And like me, he bench presses 335 pounds.
You couldn't tell by looking at you, but I knew you were smart.
I do it if I do 1 pound 335 times.
Well,
that's what I can do.
Any way you can do it.
2nd down and 6 from the 24. Thomas now in motion to the top of the set. McVeigh this time to the left side across the 25, churns out to the 27, maybe the 28. And a little change up here from St. Ignatius, trying to establish something here on the ground, milk some of that clock, take away some of that mo from Pickerington Central, and maybe move the chains here and try to get first down and get closer to under about 4 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, Chuck Kyle's been here before. He knows how it's done. He can do a very good job of managing a game. And I think you're right. Another 4-yard pickup, and they're gonna eat up another couple minutes off the clock.
3rd down and 2 from the 28-yard line. 5:40 left to go. 2 wide to either side. Williams wants to throw on a 3rd and 2. Backside pressure, got hit as he threw it. Was the pass caught or incomplete? It is incomplete to Thomas at the 36-yard line. And I tell you what, Williams got drilled backside right as he threw the football.
J.J. Chowo coming up huge on that hit. I'll tell you what, Eric Williams is going to be remembering that. Excuse me, it wasn't Chowo.
It's number 6. That was Adam Clopton coming up the strong safety. And he came out of nowhere from the backside and just drilled him. So 4th down and 2. And James Sheehan, the punt, standing back at his own 13-yard line. Good snap, pressure right up the middle. Gets it off just in time. Contact with the kicker. No flag. The ball will bounce at the 40 and be down right at the 35-yard line. It goes right into the midsection of Kevin Smith. We saw contact back on the other end. Sheehan is pleading his case, but to no avail.
And we're getting a sideline flag on Pickerington here.
Perhaps a sideline warning?
Maybe just the warning.
Sideline warning on Pickerington. Air ball, full stop.
You know, quite honestly, that calls like a slap on the hand.
Yeah, if you really want to get in and just go and tell the head coach, hey, you've been warned. You don't have to throw the flag and let everybody know that you warned them. The next time, just say, hey, coach, next time I throw this flag, it's going to be a penalty on you guys.
It's like almost giving your son timeout. Yeah. Almost.
Son, don't do that again.
1st and 10 from the 35. Tigers down to the Wildcats 20-7. 5:21 left to go first half. Jensen Clegg, 5 wideouts, 2 to the top, 3 to the bottom. Flags down on the play. And the play was blown dead at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Let's see if they reset the clock to 5:21.
Dead ball. False start. On the off. 5 yard. Repeat. Down.
It was really close. One of the receivers looked like he had flinched, and I didn't look like the sideline referee was going to throw the flag, but St. Ignatius' coaches were all in his ear, letting him know that they saw it too.
Now, I would think they'd want to reset the clock here. I could be wrong. They might want to reset it to 5:21. We'll see if that's the scenario, or if they'll keep the clock at 5:17 as the officials confer right now. I think that's what they're trying to check right now. Everybody's pointing to their wrist. I don't think they're talking about their time for dinner tonight, but we'll see if they reset the clock. Here's the call.
The game clock, 5 minutes, 19 seconds.
I'm only going to put 2 on.
Interesting. All right. So they'll split the difference and make it 5:19 instead. Your mileage may vary. Mark the ball at the 30. 1st and 15 from there. Lewis and Raymond to the top. Meyer to the bottom of the set. Leaving the backfield is Eakins. And we've got whistles as they try to snap it this time, and flags aplenty as well. The Tigers are going the wrong way. Now it's a 1st and 20 back at the 25-yard line with 5:19 left to go here in this D1 State Championship game. I'm Randy Rhinehart alongside A.J. Trapasso, former Buckeye great. Oh, he's always a Buckeye great. Former Buckeye player. How's that?
That'll work.
All right. And our director, the one and only Aaron Rhinehart, our statistician Caleb Norick, our engineer Joe Turnovan, our executive producer, the man I call Doctor, Tim Street. 1st and 20 from the 25. Jensen Clegg rolls to his left, looks downfield, guns underneath. The pass incomplete. Hit the turf at the 33-yard line as Raymond tried to go for one of those scoop catches and could not come up with it. It'll be 2nd down and 20.
I've already made mention to this, but having Jensen Clegg roll out to his left is forcing him to throw across his body, and that's a difficult thing to do, and it's a difficult thing to ask for of a young quarterback. He's a senior, but he knows how to play. But difficult play to try and make.
He was so efficient last week against St. X, 12 of 16 passing for 97 yards. And Pickerington Central is going to take a timeout. We should mention, too, occasionally you hear the microphone shorting out by a referee. It's because of the roar of the crowd here. A great crowd here at Fawcett Stadium, and that's sometimes superseding, overriding our officials' microphone down on the field. The OHSAA wants all of our student athletes to stay healthy and stay in the game. The Stay in the Game campaign educates parents, coaches, athletic administrators, and students on healthy lifestyles and sports medicine initiatives to improve the students' interscholastic athletic experience, specifically receiving the right vaccinations. Remember to stay in the game. And I've asked you this before, AJ, have you had all your shots?
I am all shotted up, healthy, and yeah.
You're ready to go.
My tags are up to date.
Let me see.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Rabies shot and
Your
everything.
nickname is Sparky. There is a red mark on your collar there.
Yeah, I spilled some juice earlier.
Okay. It's not lipstick, right?
I hope not.
5:15 left to go. 2nd down. And 20 from the 25. 2 wide to either side. They fake the bubble screen. Now they go screen to the top of the set. Out across the 30, 35, and look out down the sideline. Sebastian Smith, he's going to take it the distance. Sebastian Smith, a track star, takes it all the way with 5 minutes left to go. Some 75 yards for that touchdown. And I tell you what, it looked like they were either going to get him 3 yards deep or not at all. And once he got by the first defender, he just flew down the sidelines.
What an incredible play call. Fake counter. Jensen pulls out to his left, rolls around to the right, attracts every single one of the defensive linemen for St. Ignatius. Dump pass, perfect touch on the ball. touchdown. Unbelievable.
They fake the counter and the bubble screen to the left, too, and instead go to Smith, who takes it the distance for the touchdown. And the extra point is no good. It's missed wide left, but we've got a ball game. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. It's now 20-13 as the Tigers making a statement here late in the first half.
And just like that, Randy, Pickerington's back in the game, down just one score with 5 minutes left before halftime, putting themselves back on the scoreboard, and just like that.
Would you like to read one of these for a change? I'd like to give you the opportunity to go ahead and read one of these and get you warmed up for your future endeavors there. Go ahead, read number 2.
Call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com to find a local agent. We are farmers. Dun 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 dun. We are farmers.
We are insurance. We are farmers. Close. You said we are farmers. We are farmers.
Well, they're farmers as well.
Okay.
Well,
I give him the opportunity, and this is what happens.
I screw it up.
No, he's a living legend. Let's talk about that drive. Officially, because of the penalties, it's going to go down as a 65-yard drive, but it was 75 yards on that pass to Smith. The PAT, no good. It's 20-13. What's changed for the Tigers here in the second quarter, AJ?
They're settling into their comfort zone. And like I was saying about St. Ignatius, they're able to open up the playbook and call some things that they may not normally call.
Ellis with the kick. It's going to bounce and be scooped up at the 3-yard line. On the return, back the other way, here comes McVeigh. Up across the 20, the 25, the 30, out to the 35, on his feet, and then drilled out of bounds by guess who? Ellis, the kicker, at around the 37-yard line.
And right back in the faces of Pickerington, McVeigh with a great return, setting Ignatius up with great field position, a 34-yard run back with 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go, and you know they have the capability to score in that kind of time.
Well, Pickerington Central loves the second quarter. We talked about how strong their defense was in the first quarter. The optimum quarter for them to score is the second, 135 points and yielding just 28. So 1st and 10 from the 38, 4:52 left to go first half. High snap. Williams will keep. Roll to his left, get across the 40 to the 45 to midfield, and brought down at around the 49-yard line. So just when the Tigers have some mo on their side, Eric Williams with a great run and a nice gain on that first down play.
Yeah, Coach Kyle knows how to give it right back to you.
Gain of 13. They're going to mark him down officially at the 49-yard line. You mentioned Eric, not known for his rushing prowess, 119 carries, 205 yards, but a lot of that, is negated by sacks in the backfield. But he has done a great job of orchestrating this offense for the Wildcats. And whistles on the field with 4:35 left to go.
Now we're going to get a warning on St. Ignatius.
So we've evened out on the sideline warnings if you're scoring at home.
Both teams with the slap on the hand, but I think St. Ignatius has found a niche with the running of Eric Williams.
Yeah, I think at times he's been more effective than Tim McVeigh.
I think so as well.
Reminiscent of a Matty Mock that we've seen a number of times this season.
Matter of fact, he has more yards tonight, 47 to Tim McVeigh's 38.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. 4:19 left to go. St. Ignatius leads Pickerington Central 20-13 from the gun. Straight back to throw. Williams with pressure on. Loses the football. It's free. And the Tigers have it at the 44-yard line. Pickerington Central comes up with the football, and I believe, guess who? It's number 50 who's got the recovery. That is Jacoby Bourne, playing with all of one arm right now.
He must have used the good arm on that one, Randy, to scoop up the loose ball, fall on it, and give Pickerington plus side territory field position with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the second quarter. This is huge. Big turnover. Each team with one now. What a momentum swing.
Big turnaround in this game, too, because earlier it looked like St. Ignatius was cruising in this game, and now the Tigers have come back with a couple of scores to cut it to 7, and now a chance perhaps with another touchdown to tie this game as Raymond goes wide to the bottom, the set, a wing to the bottom, backs are split. Play action, rolling. It's Jensen Clegg who tells his lead blocker where to go, and he goes down to the 38-yard line. Then got drilled in the helmet by North at the end of the play. And I think that's going to draw the ire of the Tiger fans and a flag as well.
As Nick Jensen Clegg was coming down to, it looked like he was going to slide. Helmet to helmet contact went up high on him.
And personal foul defense is the call. The St. Ignatius roar is so deafening you could not even hear the call from our referee Paul Winglewich out of Minster. But Personal foul is the call for that shot to the head and mark the ball down to the 23-yard line. So the Tigers have something going, and in a blink of an eye, it seems like, AJ, this could be perhaps a tie contest if the Tigers can push it in. Let's see if the Wildcats can come up with a stop here.
One of the big things for both of these teams is going to be able to handle the ebbs and flows of this game, the highs and lows. Right now, Pickerington on a high. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Too wide to either side. Top of the field, the wide side. Jensen Clegg with pressure, and he's going to be knocked down back at the 37-yard line. Great job by the defense to come through. 3 guys coming back to help make the play. Zach Ryan was there. Also, Tom Biven was coming through as well, too. And they make the hits. McVeigh also coming in on defense to help. And they knock it back to the 35-yard line. Well, recently Pickerington has liked those second and long situations.
Yeah, they've been working out. Unfortunately, though, you don't ever want to put yourself in this position, especially with an opportunity to score late in the half.
Second down, 22, 3 minutes left to go first half. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom from the gun. Jensen Clegg across the middle of the pass. Is it caught? It is inside the 23 to the 22-yard line. Catch is made on the play by Jake Raymond.
Fellow senior, Mr. Reliable. Jake Raymond, number 2, coming across the middle, making a great diving catch.
Of course, Jake had a brother that was quite a quarterback at Pickerington Central as well. Mark the ball inside the 23. 3rd down and 9. 2.5 left to go first half. Frenzied pitch already in this contest. We're only in quarter number 2. Jensen Clegg pump fakes, looks, goes long downfield. The pass is going to be overthrown in the end zone. Looking for Lewis with 2:20 left to go. And now what do you do here?
I would not be surprised if Coach Sherritt decides to take a timeout, talk about this, and go for it on 4th down.
Each team has burned a timeout here in the first half. 2:20 left. 4th and 9 from the 22-yard line.
Would be a 37-yard field goal from here. And they haven't been too confident with their field goal kicking from this far out.
And Jensen Clegg went to the sideline. Nick got the play and comes back in now. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Again, 5 wideouts, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Jensen Clegg back to throw. Pressure's on. Throws it up for grabs, and the pass is going to be caught at the 17-yard line, but shy of the first down as he kind of just threw a quail up there. It was caught by number 3, and that is Andrew Meyer, but it's short of the first down. So St. Ignatius with a great job of bending but not breaking. They get the big play on 4th down. They get the ball back with 2:14 left in the half.
Yeah, great defensive stand there for St. Ignatius. Their front line, that defensive line is strong right now, beating up on the Tigers' offensive line, getting in there and giving Jensen Clegg no time to work.
Remember in the yardage category, it was plus 110 yards. Now it's plus just about 10 yards. 226 to 217. St. Ignatius leads in total yardage. 1st and 10 from the 16. Williams wants to roll to his right. Before he does so, there's a whistle and a flag on the field. And let's get the call if we can from the field.
Looks like Jim Byrne jumped.
False start on the offense, and again the crowd is deafening here at Fawcett Stadium. Great crowd on both sides. As you look down, you can see a sea of blue and gold on the near side and purple and white on the far side. Great representatives for their schools, and
there's even folks in the stands behind the field goal posts. So you know we got a packed house tonight.
It's a showcase of high school football in one of the premier states in the nation when it comes to high school football. Williams wants a timeout. Saw something he didn't like, so Eric will burn the timeout, and he does so with 2:14 left to go. And for St. Ignatius, that is their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining. And Pickerington Central still with 2 timeouts left here in the first half. The OHSAA and YouGive.org are teaming up again to help Ohio schools make a difference in their communities through the March to a Million campaign. Students and their respective teams will encourage fellow classmates to take an active role in providing community service with a goal of 1 million total service hours. For more information on March to a Million, please visit marchtoamillion.org. And coming up at halftime, we will talk to Dan Lewis, Farmers Insurance State Executive Director, and also we'll hear from Dr. Dan Ross. He is the commissioner of the OHSAA, and he will also make the presentation of the trophies at the end of this game. We'll have that ceremony for you as well, too. All that more coming up, along with an analysis from A.J. Trapasso of the first half of this game. So glad to have you aboard here on the OHSAA Radio Network from the northern tip of the state all the way down to the Ohio River. I'm so glad to have a myriad of stations joining us here on the OHSAA network. If you'd like to send a tweet to Mr. Trapasso, if you're a Twitter person, Trapasso15, 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 or at OHSAA Sports. 1st and 15 back at the 11-yard line. Williams rolls right. Back to his 2-yard line. Pressure's on, guns it downfield. The pass is caught on the play by Mooney. Two things. The pressure on Williams nearly got to him, and I'm not sure how Mooney made that catch without being drilled, and also nearly pass interference on the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a heck of a catch there by Jake Mooney, showing his strong hands, ripping it away from the DB. Good job on that play, and again, Eric Williams' pinpoint accuracy.
232 yards in total offense, 142 left to go. 2nd down and 9 with the ball resting at the 17-yard line. 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. 1 back in the backfield. Williams guns it. Wide open is Thomas, the tight end, across the 35, up to the 37-yard line. Let's see how rapidly they hustle to the line of scrimmage. I think the Wildcats are looking for more here. Gain of 20 on the play. Again, in high school football, the clock will stop when they move the chains. And when they're ready and the ball is set for play, we'll crank that clock again. I should say, though, that the chains still are not ready along the far side. And now they're set down with 118, 117 and ticking here. 1st and 10 from the 38. Again, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Williams rolling, gunning on the out, and the pass incomplete, just a tad behind the intended receiver, Connor Hennessy, at the 43-yard line.
That's one of the first times that Eric Williams hasn't given his receiver a very good opportunity to catch the ball. Hennessy was out there and open, just couldn't make the connection.
How vulnerable do you feel as a wide receiver or as a running back when that pass is a little behind you?
Well, when you know that there's a defender bearing down on you and your arms are up in the air and your ribs are exposed and you might take a shot, it definitely weighs on the mind.
2nd down and 10, 66 seconds left. Williams, high snap, will keep, push down the defender and get up to the 38-yard line.
Coach Sherritt going to take a timeout, try and preserve some time.
I'll tell you what, he tried to turn the corner right there, and there was a pursuer, and Jake Kincaid, and he just pushed Kincaid to the turf. And you mentioned Pickerington Central burning the timeout now, so the Tigers now have taken their second. 59 seconds left to go. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 9 scenario now for the Wildcats.
I think Coach Sherritt's looking, thinks this is a passing down. If they can get a stop, Ignatius is going to have to punt the ball. And maybe, just maybe, and get inside a field goal range or even put another 6 or 7 on the board.
Can't tell you what a first-class guy Chuck Kyle is. I was hearkening back to their first state championship, and it came back in 1988. And I said, I think I have a connection to that game. And I remember now, I was a sideline reporter for that game. And I was down there when they beat Princeton 10-7. Chuck Underwood and Gary Danielson called that game. And had about 3 conversations with Coach Kyle during the game. Said, doing okay? You warm enough? I mean, it's, that kind of presence down on the field. He's got that intensity, but also a very dry sense of humor as well, too. And
well, he's been around a long time, and he's done it at a high level for a long time, obviously. And if anybody's well prepared enough for this game, it's Chuck Kyle. 29
years running the Wildcat program. Big play here with 59 seconds left to go. 3rd down and 9 from the 39-yard line. They're going to have 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 back in the backfield. Williams with the snap from the gun, straight back to throw. Pressure's on, and he's brought down back at the 26. Do you burn another timeout if you're the Tigers?
He just did. Just called that a 2nd timeout, the last.
Foster with the hit. The Tigers burn their 3rd and final timeout with 51 seconds left.
Timeout. Pickerington Central, their 3rd final timeout of the half.
Here's a question for you. Could your school benefit from a proven program that builds sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity 24/7, 365? Discover how the Respect the Game, Respect Yourself program involves sportsmanship and makes your job easier. Visit rgroi.org today for more details. Again, respect the game, respect yourself. Hey, Jang, we've seen ebb and flows in this first half like you wouldn't believe. For the latecomers, what did they miss early on when St. Ignatius got the big lead in this contest?
St. Ignatius came out hot, both offensively and defensively. Their defensive line was just causing all sorts of problems for Pickerington's offense. Pickerington just couldn't get anything going for a while there. Only had 20 yards of offense or 42 yards of offense. The penalties have been killing Pickerington. And like that, it was 20-0. But as this game has gone on, Pickerington's found some confidence, found a little bit of positive energy, and able to put up 13 points of their own.
Do you go for the block here or try to set up the return?
I think they're going to try and set some sort of return up.
Sheehan standing back at his 13-yard line. Pressure right up the middle. They nearly get to him. He goes down. A great acting job, but no trophy. The ball's going to hit at midfield, and it hit an Ignatius player. It looked like at the 48-yard line.
And that's the second time James Sheehan has basically kicked himself up in the air and gone down without any contact.
Now, as a punter, you never did that, did you?
I never did.
No, not once.
I actually, as long as I have been punting and kicking, I despise the guys that do that, and it drives me nuts.
You'll raise your right hand and swear to an oath that you never went down without contact.
Never went down without contact.
Really? Okay.
I got contacted in Washington against Washington, and that was the only time I think there's ever been a penalty called on me for getting contact. I just got the ball off too quick.
But see, if you hadn't hit the scoreboard at Texas Stadium, Jerry Jones would not have kicked you out of the NFL.
Yeah, well, you live and you learn.
1st and 10 from the 47. What can the Tigers do with 40 seconds left here in the first half? 5 wideouts. Jensen Clegg rolls to his right. Guns. Pass is complete. It goes to Lewis. He goes out of bounds. Nice play. Pick up some yardage. Burn just a little bit of clock and get it across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's a good, smart throw. Look downfield. Check your options. Check down to Roger Lewis right there on the sideline, getting out of bounds, preserving some clock.
Roger Lewis, we mentioned, 19 catches, 422 yards coming into this contest. Has a touchdown catch, his 8th of the season. Great hands and speed. He's committed to The Ohio State University. 2nd down and 4 inside the 47. 34 ticks left in the first half. St. Ignatius on top of Pickerington Central 20-13. 2 to the top, 3 to the bottom. Jensen Clegg rolls, going long downfield, putting the pass up for grabs, and overthrown inside the 10-yard line along the far side of the field. Double coverage in the pass, just a little overthrown for Billy Eakins.
That's a hard guy to overthrow. Billy Eakins, a speed guy. But a good idea, taking a shot on 2nd down now. Pick up that 5 yards, a 1st down, get out of bounds. Keep this drive alive for Pickerington.
28 ticks left to go here in the first half. Tigers out of timeouts. The Wildcats have 1 remaining on this 3rd down and 3. You contemplate a quarterback keeper here.
It's not a bad idea. It's been effective.
Jensen Clegg looks, guns the out pattern. The pass is caught along the far. No, they say incomplete at the 43-yard line. Looked like the ball was caught, but perhaps bounced to the turf before Eakins could get to it at the 43. Now, pray tell, what do you do here on a 4th down and 3?
A short time on the clock. And Coach Sherritt's a risk taker. I would not be surprised to see him go for this. But it's a risky endeavor, the way that St. Ignatius' defense has been playing.
Yeah, you give them the short field and 1 timeout. Jensen Clegg goes to the sidelines, gets the information from Jay Sherritt. 24 ticks left to go, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Perhaps you try to draw them offside here, if nothing else. Do you stagger the count? We'll find out. 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top, 4th and 3 from the 46.
Not going to get the play off.
And the play clock down to 0. That may change your mind.
Good ball. Good ball.
The voice of your referee, Paul Winglewich, assisted by James Epperly. Your umpire, linesman is Dexter Kruger. Line judge is John Darrow, and the back judge is Lance Jacob.
Jay Sherritt must feel that he's got a play drawn up just for this because he's keeping his offense on the field.
Or do you shift him back and have him punt? No, he wants to throw it. The quick pop, the pass incomplete. The receiver did not look back in time. And the pass falls incomplete, and now St. Ignatius gets a chance. 20 seconds left here in the first half. They have 1 timeout remaining. They've got a kicker that's all-world, and Mr. Schenk, who has made a 55-yarder and a 51-yarder already this season.
Realistically, you only need about 15 to 18 yards to get within Schenk's range. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a couple shots downfield and try and get within that kicking range.
And this is one of the few times in recent years where we don't have to worry about the wind. I mean, look at the flags on the right side. There is no movement whatsoever.
Dead.
3 to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 back in the backfield on a 1st and 10 from the 49 in Tiger territory. Williams back to throw, looks to his right on the slant, and the pass sliding in to make the catch, and the reception is made on the play at the 41-yard line. So chalk it up now for Tim McCoy. Do they burn their final timeout?
They just did.
10 seconds left to go.
Timeout. St. Ignatius, their third and final time and a half.
Well, you could go for a record here. If you don't get anything on this play, you're looking at about a 58-yarder at least. But they're going to try to get a little yardage. Do you go for the out pattern perhaps in something like this with 10 seconds left and try to set up a field goal attempt?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. St. Ignatius has the weapons to pull off pretty much whatever you want to do. Taking a shot down the field pretty much negates the fact that you're going to be able to go for a field goal. It's a 58, 59-yard field goal if you kick it from right here. And I'm not quite sure. He, as good as he is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Shank's got that kind of range.
Is 2 of 8 from over 50 yards, so he's tried 8 different times. He's made a 55-yarder, and that was in the first game of the season against Cody Prep, and then a 51-yarder against Whitmer last weekend.
These are those fun after-practice kicks that you mess around and see what you can do, and then putting them into a game, that was a completely different story.
Did you make a 50-yarder in practice?
I made a 52-yarder in a game junior year, yeah, against Gehanna.
All right, let's see if they go with an out pattern here, if they go deep. 2nd down at 2, but more importantly, 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Tigers have 9 in the box. Williams back to throw, looks long downfield, has Hennessy, makes the catch, still on his feet at the 15, down to the 12. The clock down to 1 second left to go while they move the chains. Can they get the field goal team on in time, or do you go for a play and take a shot at the end zone? Will they have enough time to snap it?
He's going to try and spike this.
They're to the line of scrimmage. The chain's nowhere nearly ready. The referee holds. And now he picks up the ball and fakes the spike, and a penalty is called.
This is where your runoff in the NFL would completely put this half away because it's an intentional penalty.
And you get the delay of game call, and you allow now Schenk to come on the field to attempt the 34-yarder. So he faked the spike. No time has expired off the clock. 1 second left from the near hash going left to right. Schenk to try it from 34 yards. The snap, the kick, and wait, before we have it, we have flags flying.
And it didn't go anyways.
And that was the end of the half. The clock moved once the ball was set for play, and that was the end of the first half. Chuck Kyle and company waiting for an explanation on that, and our referee is still on the field. Let's see if he holds up the football to let us know it's halftime. And indeed, the ball is held up in the air. What a wild and raucous finish to this first half of action. Again, we're talking about when the ball is ready for play, then the clock can start. I was surprised with that pump fake that he did, that something didn't happen there with 1 second matriculating off the clock.
Well, you got to think, with 1 second left on the clock, no timeouts, you can't do that, so you have to intentionally take a penalty, which is what they did, which is pretty smart, actually, because there's no runoff in high school, but unfortunately not able to get the snap off in time.
Our halftime show is just around the corner. When we come back, we'll talk with Dan Lewis. He is the Farmers Insurance State Executive Director. Then later in the halftime, we'll talk with Dr. Dan Ross, the Commissioner of the High School Athletic Association. A halftime of the Division I State Championship game from Fawcett Stadium here in Canton. St. Ignatius 20, Pickerington Central 13. Let's pause now for these messages from your local station. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.